Hey, how you doing? I don't usually put titles on my little video segments, but I think I'm going to call tonight's Converting the Caveman. Now, I have always thought that when I saw on the television or in the newspaper or heard on the radio uh, LBGT issues, that, yeah, that's not my fight. I'm not going to get involved with that. I turned the page or turned the channel or just wouldn't listen in. But recently I was stuck in traffic listening to NPR, as I so often do, and I was listening to a young transgender boy in high school describing what it was like to be a transgender person in a high school, and how they set up a bathroom just for him, just for his situation, because they didn't want him using the boys' room. And I listened open-mindedly to the story, and I was genuinely moved by what this young person was enduring and going through at the hands of these well-intended people. So I thought to myself, what would happen if this was you? What would happen if somehow the government came up with a test and they said, well, you see yourself as a guy, you dress as a guy, you've always been a guy, but our test says you're not a guy, so people like you shouldn't be using the boys' room or the men's room, and you really shouldn't be dressing like a guy does, because our little test, the pigeonhole we've put you into, says you're not a guy. Well, I can tell you what would happen. They'd be in for a scrap. I would rally together as many people that I could find who were suffering the same type of social persecutions as I was, and we'd work on a plan for acceptance. We'd go on television shows and radio shows and in the newspaper and parades and express our pride and our joy and pride in who we are, who we were born as, who God made us as. And that was how I would do it. And honestly, this is what our friends and our neighbors in the LBGT community, our brothers and sisters in the LBGT community, have been doing. Not to tick us off, not to get in our face, but to help us understand that, like Lady Gaga says, I was born this way. This is who I am. This is who you are. This is who other people are. Accept us for who we are, with our flaws and our shortcomings, as straight people, as gay people, as tall people, as short people. Put the shoe on the other foot, and I think you're going to find it's a pretty uncomfortable fit. I did. Hey, thanks for listening.